MongooseJake here with my next episode of Blaster Throwback. Now, I'm on a little bit of a recording marathon here tonight, and I've just recorded my Nerf rival takedown and roundhouse reviews, and I have an itching to do some Busby content. And a big part of Blaster Throwback, which, as always, I will give Walcom S7 a shout out. He did inspire this series with his Blaster Tag Back, and I'm just my little variation on the whole theme of a series dedicated to bringing some past blasters back to the forefront as far as attention wise. They don't necessarily have to have been great blasters at their time or today, just at least offer something interesting. And I've got something huge. That is the Busby Ultimate series. These blasters were around the end of the first decade of the 2000s. And the ones I have here are from 2009 and 10 to make up this collection, as well as I have other ones such as a standalone Berserker, which is one of my favorite old Busby blasters. I really would love, Busby, if you watch this, I really would love for you to bring this thing back modernized with your new updated internals and absolutely redo this thing. This thing is a fun blaster. It was available both in the Ultimate system as well as a standalone blaster without the Ultimate system little catch. And what the Ultimate system is as you see, an interlocking system of blasters that had specific grades on them, or codes you'd say. Like the Snipe Blast is a A blaster, the Berserker is a B blaster, and both the Ultimate Rapid Blast as well as the Missile Blast, which I have a new one in the box that's I'm not opening that. Don't even dare ask. That's not going to happen. But if you have a Missile Blast, an Ultimate Missile Blast that's out of the package, get with me. I would like to add that to the collection so that I could have like 2 full setups with that other Berserker. But the Ultimate Rapid Blast is a flywheel powered blaster that is a C blaster. So you have A is the top, B is kind of the body of the unit, and the C brings up the bottom of it. And they interlock, and they do so very sturdily. You can actually hold the system by the little Missile Blast. And yes, it's still worrisome because that's a lot of weight. But you can do it. Right there, I'm holding it. Here's my other hand. Just to be honest about it. And in total honesty, I wouldn't run around with it like that, but Busby's interlocking system is actually good enough that you could if you wanted to. Especially with the B blasters. That's what's meant to be the body. You're meant to hold it like this. And the Berserker itself is worthy of a whole episode on its own. I might do that, or it might be too redundant, but the Snipe Blast is a very simple rear T-pull blaster that you just either do the left hand for me, pull back, front load a dart, and fire. The Ultimate Rapid Blast is a always on or always off. Reach down here and see. Hit the on switch. That one needs some new batteries. But turn it on and basically stampede or barricade style, or since we're talking about Busby, it'd be more like a Power Mech. Except it's semi-auto, so pull the trigger for semi-auto flywheel firing. Now the Berserker, like I said, I'm going to set this whole unit aside for a second. We're going to talk about the Berserker. One of my favorite old Busby blasters. It has 2 triggers. And no, that's not a flywheel. That's not a rev trigger. What you do is you have one for the pump action drum, and then you have a second for that center mounted missile launcher. And again, this has a attachment point to the front, or the top, not the front. Again, speaking is hard. Attachment point at the top and a connection point at the bottom. So you can pump to fire the old Busby suction cup darts, or pump up the rear, pull the forward trigger, fire a missile. And this still works quite well. I have a demolisher missile here. Throw that on. Give it a good 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 pumps. And then just for you to know, I have a smaller blaster wall in front of me, about 6 feet away. I hit the Mega Mastodon that's up on it. The demolisher missile went up and over through the garage, over to the back of this blaster wall, and landed somewhere up there. That's actually my mountain bike area behind the wall. For you guys who didn't know, I actually have a second channel that's bigger than this one, and I do mountain bike stuff. So, on the other side of the wall, there's a whole other filming area. But I digress. As you can see, even today, this system in here works better than what Nerf passes off as a missile launcher. And, yeah, I can't resist. I know it's a stab at Nerf, but this thing, back in 2009 and 10, had a better missile launching system integrated into a drum-fed spring-powered blaster with pump action. It did it better than Nerf does it today. What do you know? Busby did something better than Nerf. Not like that ever happens. But, again, that's the Berserker. My favorite one of the whole series. Now, if you like the missile launcher, that's what the Ultimate Missile Blast has in it. It's been a while since I had one apart. I don't remember if the Missile Blast tank is actually a little bit bigger. It's not necessarily the exact same setup as what everybody goes for in the mod community with the Extreme Blazooka, which of course everybody shortens that to the XBZ. The Ultimate Missile Blast, I think it has a slightly smaller tank, and I'm trying to remember if it has the exact same tank as the missile system on the Berserker. But either way, one of my favorite older blasters that I would love to see Busby redo, but if they don't, which I suspect they won't, I am going to actually redo one myself. Yes, that's going to be a modding project that you see coming up sometime probably way back into the summer. But I'm going to brass every single one of these all the way around and then improve the missile firing. Because that's going to be fun. And yes, I am actually going to run that in a war, and you'll get to see that in some footage. Because I know Homely is going to do some wars down there in Tennessee, and I'm going to do some here. That'll be a whole another topic. But the Busby Ultimate system, it's filled with a bunch of blasters that may not have a whole lot of modding potential. Outside of the Missile Blast itself, the Berserker, and this little thing here itself can actually be done with a little bit. I mean, you can up it some, not a lot. But that's another one I'm going to tinker with because I'm a sucker for the old Busby stuff, and I'll admit it. This is just a funny thing that Busby did years ago, and yes, this one needs a new O-ring. That's why I didn't use it for the firing demonstration. But this system, I don't know how well it would do today, because it's already been done before, and one thing they could really improve is the grips. Because I'm a Busby fan, but the grips on like the Berserker are terrible. They really are. But man, if they could take like the grips from the Revolution, put it on here with a nice big comfy foregrip, bring back a Master Key, which, I mean, in all honesty, that's what the Rapid Fire or Rapid Blast here. This thing is just basically a Master Key. You grab it, and it interlocks sturdy enough that you absolutely can use it as a pump grip. And then turn it on, and then fire with it. That's actually really, really cool that they did this now 10 years ago. Or 11 in the case of at least 2 of these blasters. 3 of them, actually, are from 2009, and the others I have are from 2010. So a 10-year-old plus system that actually did everything that they wanted it to do, did it reliably enough that 10 years down the road, I am actually standing here right now using this. And it all works. That says a lot to the longevity of the designs. And it's something that I find very, very neat. So if you run into one of these secondhand, thrifting, whatever, this is what you're looking at. You're looking at an interlocking system of blasters, and if you see the code on them, the A, the B, or the C, you know what it means. A's are the tops, B's are the big body part of it, and the C's are the bottom attachment. The missile blast itself is a B attachment, just in case you want to know. But if you run into it, my personal pick of the whole group outside of the missile blast is the Berserker. It's fun to use even today. I don't know that people would call it worthy of modding, but it is to me. So the Berserker and the whole entire Ultimate system from Busby was a very fun thing that they did 10 years ago, or roundabout. And if you find them today, I personally would snag them up, particularly the Berserker. But this is MongooseJake. Hope you enjoyed my ramblings and ravings about some old Busby stuff, just coming from a Busby fan. But I do hope you enjoyed watching this, and thanks for sticking around to the end if you did.